CIA watching China's growing influence. Bascom takes Blenheim to court. And oil fuels Guyana's FDI increase. I am Rico Boulevard, and this is Uncut News. Do you see news happening? Send us a tip on WhatsApp, 592-659-6151. The United States' Central Intelligence Agency, or the CIA, is paying close attention to China's influence in Guyana and several other Caribbean nations as part of a U.S. $67.1 billion authorized spending under the Intelligence Authorization Act 2023. The renewed attention on the region follows report after report of the growing influence of China in the Caribbean. While it was happening for years, the CIA noted the influence in the region has accelerated since U.S. banks began severing ties with local banks over money laundering fears. But in the vacuum of financial support from the West, China has stepped in to fill the spot. A private criminal charge has been filed against head of the Criminal Investigation Department, Wendell Blenheim, over statements he made against Detective Sergeant Dion Bascom. Bascom's attorney, Nigel Hughes, filed the cybercrime charge yesterday, just hours after Bascom was charged under the same law. Do for do is na obia. In recognition of International Day of Democracy, U.S. Ambassador Sarah Ann Lynch, British High Commissioner Jane Miller, Canadian High Commissioner Mark Berman, and European Union Ambassador Renee Van Ness offered their support for democracy in Guyana, stating, quote, "We resolve to support the people of Guyana to continue building a democratic system that is strong, resilient, and guarantees all Guyanese have a voice and role to play as the country moves forward at this unique time in its history." And on a related note, 65% of Guyanese surveyed said they would surrender the right to vote if it means they will get some material gains from their government. The Who is Willing to Trade Away Elections for Material Guarantees report is part of the Vanderbilt University and Latin American Public Opinion Project Labs Insight series. According to a report, 14,651 survey participants from 22 countries across the Americas answered the question, which political system seems best for your nation? A system that guarantees access to a basic income and services for all citizens, even if the authorities cannot be elected, or to be able to vote to elect the authorities, even if some people do not have access to a basic income and services. And apparently 65% of the Guyanese surveyed seem to support the first system. However, they did not mention how many Guyanese were in fact interviewed. Local businessman Nigel Cush was killed early this morning after a speeding truck slammed directly into his Toyota SUV at the corner of Cemetery Road and Mandela Avenue in Georgetown. Cush was declared dead at the scene. Meanwhile, the police have since arrested the truck driver. Your home is your most valuable asset. So before you sign on the dotted line, call VJS Home Inspections. They are a licensed and insured home inspection company with professionals operating in the Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, Long Island, and Westchester County. From electrical and plumbing issues to a leaky roof. If there's a fault in the house, VJS will find it using the latest industry technology, including infrared scanners, HD drones, and more. So, if you're buying or selling a home in New York, make the smart choice. Call VJS Home Inspections at 914-513-9356 and tell them Noriko sent you. It might not be robbery season, but the streets are still mean. That's why you need to get security for your home and business through Sheriff Security Service. Sheriff Security offers well-trained guards, armed and unarmed patrol, marine patrol, canine services. These people even got drones. Why? Because your security is their highest priority. You've seen the rest. Now hire the best. Hire Sheriff Security Service today. GCOM has extended the ongoing claims and objections exercise by 7 days. In this regard, persons who are desirous of making a claim to be included in the official list of electors have until Wednesday, the 21st of September 2022 to do so. Similarly, persons who intend to object to the inclusion of names in the OLE will have until Sunday, the 25th of September to submit their objections. On Wednesday, 66-year-old gold miner Wilfred Reynolds was charged with trafficking narcotics. The GPF said the man was arrested on September 13th with the unnamed drugs in his possession. He pleaded not guilty and was remanded to prison until September 29th. In other drug-related news, a 24-year-old man in Crabwood Creek quarantine Babis was arrested yesterday for being in possession of 2.8 pounds of ganja. According to the police, he had attempted to run when officers noticed him acting suspiciously, thus leading to his arrest. On Tuesday, Kanu officers conducted an operation at Cambridge, Mahika, East Coast Demerara, during which they caught 31-year-old Tion Thompson with over 206 pounds of marijuana in his vehicle following a car chase. He is currently in police custody. The Public Works Ministry will be working with the Housing Ministry to relocate squatters residing at Cemetery Road, Pontchurch, and Saffron Street in Georgetown to facilitate the Independent Boulevard Enhancement Project, the $1.5 billion project to revitalize the area. Minister Edgell said that quite a few people have already applied for house lots, so they will see how best they can fast-track the process for them. The 1.8-kilometer Independence Boulevard project will be constructed in 3 phases. There will be 2 carriageways, a double and single on each side. Concrete drains will also be constructed, along with a promenade between the 2 carriageways. Gail Teixeira will attend Queen Elizabeth II's funeral on behalf of the government of Guyana. The BBC says the funeral service will be one of the biggest gatherings of royalty and politicians hosted in the United Kingdom for decades. Now for today's oil update. In its latest report, the Bank of Guyana said that the nation's foreign direct investments have seen a 47.2% increase, or US $629.7 million growth in the first 6 months of the year to US $1.964 billion. This increase is primarily due to the oil and gas sector, obviously. FDIs are also projected to increase by year-end. It is said this will especially be the case for oil and gas-related services, as well as other economic sectors such as construction and tourism. Now is the time to tell you about Best Buy's Car of the Week. Currently on sale is this 2016 Suzuki Jimmy Sierra 4-wheel drive. It comes with regular and low-range 4-wheel drive, Bluetooth mag rims, new tires, TV, CD, stereo fog lamps, back camera, and much, much more. Buy cash for $3.4 million, or pay as low as $700,000 down, with around $67,000 monthly for 5 years, and it is yours. Call or WhatsApp 662-0844 for more info, or visit the showrooms at Lot 171 Piroshi Queenstown, Lot 2 Lamar Street, and tell them the Amigo sent you for this sweet deal. Are you a truck owner? Pay close attention. Avoid lengthy downtime when your truck broke down. Get high-quality DAF, International, Freightliner, Bedford TM, or Scammell truck parts at the lowest prices at Powered Automotive. Visit them at Lot 1161 EE Eccles, or call them on telephone number 697-0171. Save big on truck parts at Powered Automotive, the #1 heavy-duty truck parts store in Guyana. Now for our Uncut News, Viewers Poll Question of the Day. Every day we pose a question about current events in Ghana, the region, the diaspora, and how you feel it this was. Yesterday, I asked if it is appropriate for us to have a day of mourning for the Queen of England, seeing that we are an independent nation. Willow Darrow says, nothing wrong with declaring a day of mourning in honor of the Queen. After all, I'm sure she had to give permission for us and other countries to get their independence. Anyone who doesn't agree, that's your take. But don't be vexed because the leaders of those independent countries are, and has been corrupt. It's not the Queen's fault for that. Scathing, but true. Adrian Juman says, it's appropriate. We got independence under her reign. Well, most countries did. I mean, come on, about half the world did, am I right? Aha! Quincy Sparman says, would the UK declare a national day of mourning if our president dies? No, they won't. I mean, you have a point there. Roger Wilson says, the Queen was the most popular figurehead in the world for a very long time. I pay $100 Ghana for a pepper last night in the big market. While we're mourning the Queen, we should focus on more pressing issues in Ghana right now, here, such as the high inflation rate and the high cost of living. And the realist one says no. It should not be a day for no Massa. Why not a day for Walter Rodney, or Chetty Jargon, or even Cuffy? Why don't they have a day? Honestly, we should truly give them a day. So, before we get to tonight's question, you can multiply your cash by selling Digicel Top-Up. This is a legit way you can earn some extra money at your business or to supplement your current hustle. Become a top-up vendor quick and easy by linking with Cellular Plus. Call them on telephone number 685-3109 for more info. Now for tonight's question. According to the survey, 65% of Guyanese who were asked said they would give up the right to vote if it means they will get material guarantees. Do you think this would be a good thing or a bad thing? I just want to know, how do you feel about this survey? Because frankly, it truly disturbed me. But I want to hear from you. So think about that question. Tell us in the comments below. If your response is good enough, we just might feature it in our next episode. Anyway, that's all the time we have for tonight. And check us out tomorrow for another. Until then, I'm Rico Boulevard saying good night, folks.